Turning off normal human male mode. Switching to dad mode. Welcome in to Dad Mode with your hosts, Bearded Nova and Morph.
Explain to me what happened on TikTok. I'm opened up TikTok this morning and I see a video of you talking to someone replying to a comment about sleep hours and white collar versus blue collar.
So, I commute to work on a bus every morning, right? And I catch the bus at about 7:30. And I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person. So I usually get out of bed at 7, I take a quick shower, I grab a quick bite to eat, and I head out the door, and I get to the bus stop about 10 minutes away by 7:30.
Yeah.
And so
Power ready.
I was just making a quick video on my I wasn't driving. Sure. Pretend I wasn't driving. I just made a video there. I'm like, I have a superpower of being able to shower and get dressed and get out the door within 10 minutes every morning and still make the bus. And that was literally the whole TikTok. And then some dude's like, yeah, well, I'm a blue collar worker and, that's cute, but we do this all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I'm like, let me just make a video reply because I haven't been salty with anyone in a while. So I make a video reply and all of a sudden, like, I've been having shit views lately. All of a sudden it's like 2,000, 3,000 views. And like, what the fuck? And all these people are commenting like just giving this guy a hard time because he's like saying blue collar work is like amazing or whatever he's trying to say. And like, I'm like, dude, I didn't say anything about blue collar workers. Like, what are you talking about?
No, he just brought this up. Yeah, I probably would have been sarcastic and responded with something like, hey, I lost my license due to drink driving, so I have to take a bus to my blue collar job every day.
To make him feel bad, right?
Yeah, make him feel bad. So, have a drinking problem.
When I did my reply, I made sure to record it while I was in the office. So just to be a dick, because I don't know. It was a dumb comment. It was a really dumb comment he made. Like, I don't get it at all. But but that's the thing. Like, social media is just like that.
But that in itself, that's a sense of nearly any streamer. Any streamer that has a job, you know what I mean? That is the lifestyle that we're all in. We're in that that constant grind, I guess, of having to do long hours, minimum sleep, and then power it on in the morning. Especially when you add children to the mix, you know what I mean? You're taking it to another level because it's not just you that you got to then get motivated. It's everyone else in the house.
Yeah. It is the life. So like the hours, the hours are what they are. If we kind of transition that to streaming, like I've been streaming for this year will be 4 years. But I've taken and I've cut down like all of last year and through this year I've cut down to like 1 day a week, most of last year.
Yeah.
But the last 3 weeks I don't think I've streamed at all. Because I just took a break. Now you've been out for about a year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 months.
10 months, and like
11 months. Yeah.
You're like it's hard to get back. It's hard to get back, and like now that I've haven't done it for 3 weeks, I'm like, it's really hard to get back. Like it's very difficult to get that motivation up to do it again. Even though people like you are reminding me of the good times that I had. Like
it's the holiday feel.
Yeah.
You take a holiday from your job. You know what I mean? Like you take more than two. I find if I take more than 2 weeks off work for a holiday, I don't. It's a motivation to go back to work. You know what I mean? Like I've got to really, because I get into a rhythm of just I'm comfortable, I'm happy.
Yeah. It's like during Christmas time, I usually take about 2 weeks off, right?
Yeah.
And then when that's winding down, literally you're thinking, wait, can I afford to never work again? Because I don't want to go back. Like, I might have to eat like canned cat food, but like at least I won't have to go back into the work. With streaming, it's like I wasn't making much money anyway.
No.
But and so like, what's the motivation? Like, what was that? What am I gonna get out of it if I put myself back through three or four streams a week? Like, what am I gonna get out of it?
That's what. It's funny because we were talking about me going back. Like I still haven't. I'm actually in the process of refreshing everything on my stream.
Yeah.
Like I thought I could just fire up stream, but since I've been away, I think it's time to just go over everything again. Probably, I'm going to keep my logo the same, but I'll probably just tweak the colors a little bit, tweak all my overlays, tweak my alerts, go through, mix it up. And now it has an AI component where the AI can respond to chat. So I want to investigate that as well. You know what I mean? Like I've moved the streaming setup 3 times. So I need to redo this whole thing I don't have to, but I want to. I'm taking it as a relaunch. And I'm getting back to it, and I want to do it more so for myself. So I've got one night. I'm not looking for 3-4 nights a week. I just want one night to begin with, and that one night is more my game time.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I was talking to my wife about this, and I've been thinking about mentioning to her, hey, I might want to go back to do some streaming.
Yeah,
and she's said it to me multiple times over the thing. Why don't you just go game? Why don't you just go stream? Why don't you go do this?
Yeah.
I thought it was because it was out of frustration, because she's pissed off at me and she just wants me to get out of the fucking room. And when I brought it up to her the other day and I said, hey, I'm thinking I'm going to stream 1 day a week. What do you think? Like we talk about the negotiation stage.
Yeah.
And she turned to me, looked at me and she goes, I've been telling you for months to do it. She goes, only reason I've been saying it is I actually missed the me time that I got when you were streaming. So I thought she's pissed off. No, she just wanted me to get out so she could have her own time, and I stopped lingering around it for the last few months.
Yeah, that's funny. So I've never fully stopped. Even the last 3 weeks, like, I'm coming out to go ahead, and she's like, are you going to go stream? I'm like, either that or game. And so the last 3 weeks, I just gamed. So it hasn't really ever really stopped. So I wouldn't get that response, but still, it'd be, if I ever said I wanted to go back to 3 days a week again, it'd be like, why are you going to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, unless there's like this increased bump, I guess, with people, it's not worth it.
It's not, and look, I love streaming. I really truly enjoyed it for a long time. And if you're thinking of getting to streaming, or you are a streamer, if there's things you like about it, then do it, because it can be a lot of fun. Just keep it light unless you want to get super serious, because you'll burn yourself out. That's what I did.
Getting into it, like I'm getting back into it for the same reasons I got into it to begin with, and that was the social aspect. But I miss that social aspect that I got from gaming and streaming. And like we talked about a few weeks ago at the end of one of our casts, that even though I haven't streamed in ages, it's nice that I can still go into people's streams that I haven't been into in ages and be like, yo, and everyone's excited that I'm there, and I get a chat. Like it's very heartwarming. It's a nice feeling. But I don't want that to go away either. I guess if the more I hang away, I feel like the more it's going to go away as well. And like I see everyone going off to DreamHack at the moment, people who creators have stuck with it over the time that I've been away with family, and they've elevated themselves. They've stepped up to this next level.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm still, I know I am. I am still down here.
Yeah.
Because I chose my family over it, and there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of these people that I have been watching that have gone off don't have family. That's fine. That's fine. It's a choice. It's a personal choice. But I'd like to step it up in a way, but baby steps.
Yeah. I've seen. So there were people that I was super close with when I was doing a lot, like Pastor Games, Yo Nug, Blue Thunder, Smash, and I've seen a lot of them do some really amazing things. In the last year since I've been like very limited my experience with it.
Nug was out your way the other week. Like Nug was out your way the other week as a creator for PAX. So that's cool.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, shit, I really need to go to PAX, because like all these people, like the year that I went last year,
No one went.
LA Dream, and I saw Pastor Games and BB Jets, right? Which is great.
Yeah.
I love seeing them. But this year was even more. Duty Beard was there. And I'm like, I should have gone.
Duty. That's right. Duty was there.
No, like, I knew I was done with it to an extent because I had no real passion to go. Even with all my friends and all these people I know going there. And I could have hooked up with them and we could have like talked about collabs, but I'm like, I'm tired. I'm just tired of that grind. Like, some people say, well, isn't your podcast a grind? No, it's not. Like, we record, people don't know. We usually record twice a month for 2 hours each of those times.
Sometimes once a month.
We're recording. Bearded does all of the editing. It doesn't take him that long because it's fairly straightforward how we usually do it, except for tonight because of technical issues. But besides the point, like, I do a lot of the social media stuff, and that doesn't take me long either. Like, this shit's not hard.
No, it's straightforward. It's simple, and I like what we have, how it rolls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I like the simplicity of it, but at the same time, there's this like this little thing I'm trying to that wants to go. Hey, you should be doing this live. You should do this live on Twitch. Just click live.
We've talked about that too.
We talked about it multiple times.
Zone and just doing like a dad mode live stream. And I don't know why we haven't done it yet. We've talked about it. Like, I created a dad mode Twitch channel, and there's a dad mode TikTok account if you want to do there. But like, I think the timing is hard. Like, figuring out like when would we do it? You know,
we'd have to be now. We'd have to just do it now, the same time as we normally record. And I think that works.
9 p.m. in the U.S. on a weekend.
It's like a late night show.
Probably pretty good viewership.
It's a pretty good slot, really.
Yeah. And honestly, the streaming landscape has changed just in the few months that I've been less active. TikTok might not be a bad idea, except we probably get banned here in the U.S. in about 9 months.
I was about to make it. I haven't posted TikTok properly besides making fun of you the other day.
U.S. gave TikTok a year or 9 months to sell. And TikTok announced today, we're not going to sell. We're just going to sue you in court.
Yeah. They're going to take them up high. Did you see? There was talks about them possibly signing it over to an American company, but keeping the algorithm. The thing that makes TikTok great was, all right, we'll keep that, but we'll give you the program. It's like, you get nothing from us.
Right. Without the, so I don't even really you look at TikTok, you're like, oh, the look of it. That's nothing. Anyone could do that. It's the algorithm that makes it run. Yeah. Without the algorithm, it's just a video sharing app.
No one really has worked out TikTok's algorithm properly.
No.
And how they're always constantly evolving and tweaking and changing dials and all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's what makes TikTok work so damn well, is that algorithm.
Yeah. Anyway, for anyone that thinks TikTok would actually go away in the U.S., they may ban it. They very well may. But after years of court cases. But even if they do, people are just going to throw VPNs at their phone and still going to use it. I mean, it's still going to be used by Americans. Maybe not by as many. We're still going to use it.
But the part the part that really confuses me is seeing all those TikToks as an outsider. Seeing all those TikToks on the Senate, the inquiry, and the questions that they ask, and it's like they're asking over and over again, and it gets the answer. I'm like, really? Are they that stupid?
Yeah.
Look, how did we... Well, not how did we, because I didn't fucking vote, not my problem. How did you guys get yourselves into this problem? You know, is it the not compulsory voting situation that you have? Because we have to vote here. At the end of the day, even if you do something stupid on the ballot in Australia, you're responsible for whether you ticked who got in power, who didn't get in power, and if you did... drew a penis on the ballot and submitted it, because people do that.
Somebody voted for Trump? Sorry.
But people will do stuff like that. You got to take a little bit of blame, because your vote could make a difference. So you have the opportunity. Everyone's forced to vote over 18 here. So if you don't vote, that's your own problem. But you can't, in my opinion, you can't complain what's wrong with your nation if you didn't fucking do anything to help change it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But yeah, so I don't think TikTok's actually going to go anywhere.
They'll win the appeal.
I don't understand. Like the whole thing is like, oh, the privacy. They're selling our our U.S. data to Chinese or whatever. Well, what do you think Instagram and YouTube and Facebook do, and whatever apps I'm forgetting, Twitter?
Yeah,
you think they don't use that data for nefarious purposes or just to make money off it by selling it to whoever?
Twitch does.
Yes. Company part of the. I think this is something I talked about on like a podcast before. Part of the revenue stream for a lot of these big companies is selling data. That's how they make some of their money.
It's huge. Yeah. I see. There'll be a fight. It'll be another fight. TikTok will stay. I'm sure it'll get to the federal court where there's a lot more common sense. There and non-biased logic. I guess is the best way about courts. They're not very non-biased, so it'll probably sway the other way where they look at it and go, "What the hell are we doing here?" This is. And to be honest, no one gives a fuck what you're doing on your phone. But you're not that valuable. Most people ain't that valuable to be that interesting in their data. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially name-wise.
We've already given up privacy. If you're using your phone for anything, anywhere, you have to already assume, and if you don't, wake up, that you've already given up everything. You've already given up all of your privacy. Everyone knows all of your stuff already. Just accept that.
Yeah. But the honest truth is there's no one in China going, I need to look up John Smith. Because he's not important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's not.
It's a collective data as a whole. What's demographics doing? It's no different than everything else in life. It's about collective data, not individual data.
The whole thing is freaking weird. I really don't understand it. At all. My kids ask me about it. Like they're not on social media yet. They're only 10 and 12, which is probably another topic. But they're asking about it. I'm like, oh, the government's just being stupid. I don't understand it. I can't explain it for you.
No, I mean we don't have that problem here. Touch wood yet. But let's segue this a little bit back to where we were from TikTok. Streamlabs. Me setting back up to stream. Besides Streamlabs and OBS both fucking ruining this podcast earlier with not letting me being able to do anything. That aside, the vertical ability is now in Streamlabs, the same as you can get from Atom with OBS.
Yeah.
It's not as refined, I guess. There's a little bit more involved in it. But I'm enjoying setting everything back up. And you do not need to pay for Streamlabs Premium to multicast to TikTok and your platform.
Oh, really?
So vertical TikTok is counted as separate. Obviously, if you're doing YouTube and YouTube, it will just do that as one. But you can do TikTok and Twitch if you want to with Streamlabs without needing premium.
And you can pick which one goes where?
Yep.
That's very cool. So when they first announced it, I tried it out and it wasn't as clean, but apparently it is now. So like I said, I've taken the last couple of weeks off. I'm going to go back on Monday and I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try a whole landscape Twitch in my vertical to TikTok. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm so keen to try it. It can pick up your sources. And Streamlabs has, so you would know because you've done a lot of stuff for it. Through Streamlabs, it's got the ability to send stuff to stream, to record, or both.
Yeah.
It has an extra icon next to that to send to full screen, landscape, portrait, or both. So you can filter that way. That's the only clunkiness. So your whole list of sources is stacked on top of each other, and then you got to look at that individual icon where it's not a stack for vertical and a stack for horizontal. That's probably my only gripe with it.
Yeah.
You don't need a stream key.
Yep.
You just need to log into your TikTok. But it's only a Streamlabs thing. No one else is doing it. Streamlabs has made that happen.
Oh, that's awesome. So no more agency. No more using TikTok.
No.
Video.
So if you are a Streamlabs user, you can skip all that agency shit. If you're an OBS user, find your agency.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, massive.
So
massive.
one thing I will say with the setup is when I last played with the vertical and horizontal at the same time, I had to. There's a problem with the sources, right? Like it doesn't transform, so I had to bring in a duplicate source and transform it for whichever one. And so, is that a pain in the butt? It is, but it's a pretty good. Once you get it set, it's set. It's not that big of a deal, you know. And to make it easier for myself, like what I did is I created, instead of having multiple scenes like I usually do, I created one scene and I just added buttons on the Stream Deck to hide and show sources when I wanted to quote unquote change scenes. We do the same thing when I set it up this weekend to stream on Monday.
Oh, I can't wait.
See how it goes.
Don't say well, I think that's a cool place to end it.
Sure.
Anyway, we have someone waiting. Okay. So I reckon we wrap this one up a little bit shorter than regular, but
all right. So we have a special guest coming on. I don't know the order when these will be
probably as recorded. That's how I've been doing.
Tune in next time, and you can cut this out if you need to. But we tune in next time, and we'll have Daniel back here again, talking to him. Should be an awesome conversation.
You've been listening to Dad Mode. Our passion is navigating this wild journey of parenthood and modern life. From balancing family time to managing your career and still squeezing in some gaming and content creation. And no matter what the women say, they will never be able to pry the controller out of our cold, dead hands. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, find us on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at Dad Mode Podcast. And we can be found on every podcast site at Dad Mode Podcast. Y'all be cool. See you next time.